Hi everyone, it's Senator Chuck Schumer, and I want to thank your pastor for inviting me to bring greetings to all of you as we celebrate the life and achievements of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As we all know, your pastor's a blessing to your church, a blessing to our community, our state, and our nation. May God give your pastor strength to continue ministering. Now, my friends, this is a very special day. Today we honor the legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a man whose words and deeds accomplished nothing less than the elevation of the human race. When you think about it, it's no coincidence that MLK is the only day on our calendar, the only day dedicated to a single American. We have Mother's Day for all the mothers, Father's Day for all the fathers, July 4th for our nation's founders and patriots, Veterans Day for our veterans, but only one day for one man. And that's because it symbolizes just who Dr. King was: singular, exceptional, unique. And back when I was a young congressman in the early 80s, I worked hard to pass legislation that made MLK Day a federal holiday. It was amazing to see the bigotry we encountered, even in the Congress, and the fight we had to make to get this federal recognition done. But we did it. Dr. King hoisted a giant mirror upon his broad shoulders, and with his eloquence, his brilliance, and his faith, he forced America to look into that mirror, and America didn't like what they saw. And that began the slow, long march towards equality. Dr. King made our nation a better place, just as he made each and every one of us a better person, and set us on a path to ending bigotry and racism in America, a path we're still marching along today. But even as we keep our eyes open to the obstacles that remain on the path to racial justice, we should take stock of the hard-won progress we've made and all the things for which we've been grateful. Personally, I'm thankful that Democrats retained and expanded our Senate majority by re-electing the great Reverend Raphael Warnock of Georgia, who stands in the pulpit of Dr. King's church, the Ebenezer Baptist Church. And I'm honored that the voters of New York elected me for another full term in office. I'm the first New Yorker ever to be elected to 5 consecutive terms in the Senate. I'm also thankful that last November New Yorkers and the American people rejected hard-right MAGA extremism in favor of leaders who worked together, got things done, worked for equality, and passed the most ambitious legislative agenda since the Great Society. Just last month, we passed another major bill, a government funding package that did many good things for New York. We increased child care funding by 30%, raised Pell Grants for students by $500, the highest level ever, and helped our 9/11 responders and survivors. It's going to help working class people everywhere. And I'm particularly proud of the provisions we included in the law to improve the health of young mothers, particularly women of color, and help them raise healthy babies. For example, we permanently extended a policy from the American Rescue Plan that lets states give a full year of postpartum coverage for mothers on Medicaid and on CHIP. We also provided every child in America who qualifies for Medicaid and CHIP at least 1 year of guaranteed continuous health coverage. Too many, because of problems in the law, fell off and didn't get that coverage. And of course, we've accomplished a great deal more during this historic legislative session, protecting our democracy by reforming the Electoral Count Act, passing the first gun safety bill in 30 years, authorizing the Violence Against Women Act, passing the long overdue anti-lynching bill named after Emmett Till, and boosted veteran health care benefits to cover burn pit exposure. And maybe at the top of the list, we confirmed nearly 100 qualified judges to lifetime appointments on the federal bench. 3/4 are women, 2/3 are people of color, many with a progressive legal background, like the great Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first black woman and the first public defender to sit on the United States Supreme Court. My friends, this is what we're able to accomplish when we fight unapologetically for our values. But that doesn't mean our work is done. Far from it. Unfortunately, we still see so much of the bigotry and ignorance and racial hatred that Dr. King faced in his day. But we should take example from Dr. King. He never gave up. He found bottomless strength in Scripture, and during many dark moments, I know the powerful words of the prophet Amos rang in his ears. But let justice run down like water, and righteousness like a mighty stream. You cannot stop justice any more than you can stop a mighty stream from flowing. And it is with that righteous spirit of justice in my mind and in my heart that I will continue to work to stamp out injustice and inequality once and for all. If we can do that, if we can finally succeed in making our society truly just and equal, then one day MLK Day will no longer be a day of solemnity, and we will be able to celebrate this holiday with parades and laughter for the victory we achieved over inequality in America. One day. Thank you for letting me join you to honor one of the greatest Americans to ever grace our country. May Dr. King continue to be a stirring example for us in the days ahead. May God bless you. May God bless your pastor. God bless your church. And God bless the United States of America.